Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're giving you our fourth installment of Fantasy Football Running Back Sleepers. We're hitting you with our super deep sleeper running backs this time. We'll show you how to win your league by winning your draft. Let's get this Fantasy Football podcast started right meow.
Hey everyone, I am Justin, that is Kyle, and this is the Fantasy Football Upside. Thanks for dropping by our Fantasy Football podcast and YouTube channel. Kyle's already getting it. He's feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what else I'm feeling? I'm feeling like we're getting closer and closer to draft day for most leagues out there. So, I mean, we've already gotten a few out there already drafting, which we recommend after that last preseason game, but that's just us.
I mean, if you're in charge.
Be in that league. Yeah. But yesterday, we hit you all with some running back sleepers. Well, today, Kyle, we're going to go deep.
Oh, yeah.
Going into our super deep running back sleepers.
Oh, yeah. We're finally getting there. That's right. We've had a ton of sleeper episodes, actually, though. So this is, I think this is about as deep as we've gotten as far as like, you're probably in like a league with 20 guys in it if you're going to be talking about some of these guys. Yeah, I think so. So,
out of all the ones that we've done, I think this is the most we had to like really dive in there and find
that value.
Find that value.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So, all right, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are here all season long, so hang around with us. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell. Make sure you show up. You can also hit that like button. That's it. If you actually like us, that's cool. But look, we put out 5 episodes a week during the season, just like we put out during the off season, right, Justin? We put out, and we're also going to be handling Sundays, right? We're going to be doing Sundays. We're going to do.
You don't have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, you don't have to pay extra for Sundays. Sunday mornings, we're going to do some pre-game. Gosh, I'm like broken here. I can't talk. Kid can't read good. We're going to be doing some Sunday pregame shows, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things that are useful to hear right before you set your lineup for the last minute.
Absolutely.
Pull the wrong guy out of your lineup and regret it all day long, right?
They don't.
All right, so let's dive in headfirst in the shallow end, and let's talk about some super deep sleepers. Justin, what you got?
We got Giovani Bernard going 10th pick in the 15th round, running back 56 off the board. All right, let's just think of...
And pipes. Look at him, pipes.
I know, man. He's got thunder thighs, but I see Giovani Bernard as the Tampa Bay version of James White, and that shows value right there. Bernard is a veteran that will be asked to play a lot, I think, towards the end of the games and whenever the Bucs are making that run towards their playoff seeding. So he's going to be very valuable and going to be on the field quite a bit. I think he's going to get a lot of that check down work that Tommy loves to do. Well, that means he's going to eat up a lot of yards very quickly as well, definitely towards the end of the game. So not to mention the fact that he is the best running back on the roster for pass pro. I mean, that's all Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. That's all they talk about is, they're decent running backs, but they can't pass protect Tommy. And that's not going to jive this season. So that's why I think that he's going to be on the field so much. I mean, I just mentioned Fournette and Ronald Jones. They're both super talented, but they both have been benched by this coaching staff for a multitude of reasons. So how long will their leash be before Giovani has already carved out a significant role? I think it's one of those things where I think he is going to carve out that role very early, and it sounds like he already has. Bruce Arians is he's the king of the coach speak. He's always talking up different players and everything like that. He is the king. He has worked out on some of the play time that he said about these certain players, and sometimes it hasn't. But I believe in this one. I believe when BA says that Giovani would have a significant role with the Bucs this season, I think that is going to be the case. And going this super deep, running back 56 off the board, you can do much, much worse, man. Yeah.
Is there any word on whether or not he's rocking the stash still?
Oh, I think that stash is real. So as long as he's still got that,
that
flavor saver going, you're good to go.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could pull out all the stops. You could probably take him as early as like the 8th round, I would bet. I mean, if he's got that mustache still going.
That might be
you don't have to. You don't have to. That's the luxury here, is that he's going in the 10th pick of the 15th round. And you're getting eighth round value.
Number one pick in the mustache league. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So there you go, man. All right. So,
what you got?
I've got Xavier Jones with the Rams. We've talked about this guy before. We're talking about him again. He's going 4th pick, 15th round, 53rd running back off the board. Look, the Rams lost Cam Akers this summer, and Henderson is stepping into the lead role, so that leaves all the work that Henderson had been doing for somebody else to do. All the stuff he had last season. So that's going to his backup, Xavier Jones. What is that worth? That's worth running back 31 last year, apparently, right? Because that's what Henderson was last year. He had 624 rushing yards on 138 attempts, with 159 receiving yards on 16 catches. And he also peppered that in with 6 touchdowns. So I've never been a firm believer in Henderson. I just don't think that he's ever been able to solidify any opportunity that he's had to take this job or to hold it. He could have held off Cam Akers for a little while when it was him and Malcolm Brown, and neither of them could hold off Akers. That was his rookie year, I think, too. Yeah. So he's just never been able to solidify his role in the job, and I see Jones as being able to do that. Now, look, I'm not saying that Jones is going to win the job away from Henderson. I don't think that's going to happen. Instead, I just see Jones having a bigger role as Henderson's backup than Henderson had as Akers' backup, right? So Henderson's backup role performed as an RB31. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a guy. Flex. That's a flex, a regular flex, right?
Yeah.
But I think that Xavier Jones is going to do more than that as Henderson's backup, because I think that Henderson just isn't going to be able to maintain that RB1 status for the Rams, and as a result, he's going to split a little bit more of the time. He might have had a 70-30 split before, when he was the 30, and now that he's the 70, they're going to drop that down to maybe 60, 55, 45. It could be in that range.
Yeah.
So I think Xavier Jones is kind of being slept on. Well, kind of. I mean, he's absolutely being slept on. I mean, come on. This is a running back by committee offense. It has been for a very long time. Even Akers was suffering from that. He was losing out to Henderson. Why would Henderson suddenly come in and people are like, he's going to be high-end RB2. High-end RB2, why? Why would he be? I've had the question put to me why I have passed in some of the mock draft videos that I've done on Henderson. Yeah. And it's because I have him about 3 rounds later in my rankings than he's going. So why would I waste that pick at that spot? In my mind, he's a back-end RB2 at best.
If the Rams really thought that highly of Darrell Henderson and they thought that he could carry the load after the Todd Gurley, he finally parted ways, then they wouldn't have drafted Cam Akers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's simple as that. They would have kept Malcolm Brown around. It would have been Darrell Henderson show with Malcolm Brown backing him up.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case, everybody. They drafted.
Nobody was running to the doors to get, to the waiver wire to get Henderson last year. Like nobody was like making moves to get him because he was a solid backup RB who you could hold on to in case Akers went down, right? Like nobody was making that play last year.
Right.
Whereas people were doing that with other running backs like Tony Pollard or Latavius Murray or Jamal Williams. People were making plays to try to get these guys on their roster to hold on to them just in case. Yeah. Nobody was doing that with Henderson. So, yeah. So, all right. I would go after Xavier Jones. I think
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. What do you got?
This is one of my favorite super deep sleepers. Randre Stevenson going 3rd pick in the 18th round, running back 66 off the board. Kyle, it's really going to be hard to find another 5'11", 235, 240 pound running back that is this agile, man. It's easy to put that LeGarrette Blount comp on Stevenson because
you've never met John Kuhn.
Not personally, no, sorry, man. But it's easy to put that comp on Stevenson, the LeGarrette Blount comp. But I think Stevenson may even be a little lighter on his feet than Blount ever was, and that's saying something because even LeGarrette was nimble on his feet. So the thing with this situation is there is a lot of competition at the running back position for the New England Patriots. So that's going to keep him a little iffy on the weekly fantasy play. So we'll go through real quick who he's got in front of him. He's got Damian Harris. He's a player we like, both you and I really like, especially at his ADP. but he still is unproven as a bell cow back. That hasn't been something that's been given to him. So we're still not quite sure what that's going to look like. Sony Michel will most likely make the roster and play week 1, but he has not been able to stay healthy for an entire season. It's almost just like a ticking time bomb. When's it going to happen? James White, he's Mr. Reliable James White. He's going to have that usual third down role and nothing's going to change. Any of these running backs ahead of him go down, his role's never going to change. That's just not what's going to happen. So Stevenson will be fighting for touches in this offense. But if his preseason work and the buzz around practice indicate how good he can be, then the Patriots are going to find ways to get the ball in his hands. Bill Belichick is too smart not to let that happen. So draft Stevenson towards the end if you're in a super deep league, and be happy that you did, because he's going to really start popping off the TV screens on Thursday night games, on Sunday afternoon games, and it's really going to start to show up in box scores, man. I'm putting this down as one of my favorite running backs to watch, just based off how big this guy is and how nimble he is.
Yeah.
You go back and watch some of his highlights from Oklahoma, the guy's jumping over dudes.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the future of their backfield.
He was a 4th-round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that he's going to get some play this year.
Yeah.
He's looked really good in preseason so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd go get him. Yep. All right, here we go. I've got Tevin Coleman. I mean, it's not the sexiest thing you've ever, the pick that you would, it is what it is. It's Tevin Coleman. It's the Jets. As we went on and on last year about how the Jets were the worst. I don't think that they are anymore. I like.
Why is that, Kyle?
I like Robert Saleh, and they have Tevin Coleman. They're gonna just blow everybody away, right? No. So look, you have to ask yourself, who's the running back 1 on the Jets to start the year? Who is it going to be? It's Tevin Coleman, actually. That's who it is. So why can you get a running back 1 on a team in the 15th round of any league of any size, right? And there's one simple answer. It's because it's the Jets. That's why, right? So he's going 6th pick, 15th round, 54th running back off the board. But he's coming in with experience in the exact system that Robert Saleh is putting into place. It's a zone blocking scheme, right? So he should do okay. It's really not a complicated thing for, a running back who's pretty fast, can make one cut and go. That's all he's got to do. He doesn't have, they're not relying on him to be just shifty as can be and make things happen for himself. So Coleman isn't going to be flashy, and he will eventually lose the job. We believe that Michael Carter will eventually get this job around the bye week, maybe before, maybe after, but should get the job right around there. So that's why Tevin Coleman's ADP is depressed to some extent. But look, we're hoping it's not going to be so soon. I think over the first 6 games, you're gonna get somebody who's gonna be a difference maker on your team. So you've got half a season there with him. So I would draft him for the peanuts that he costs, and then sell high on him at week 4 maybe, and see what happens. I would say don't let the fact that it's the Jets scare you away. This team's not gonna be great, but they won't be the team that Adam Gase destroyed. It's not the same thing, right? So I wouldn't be so scared of it. Look, last year, James Robinson did well on a really bad team. But, Tevin Coleman's not exactly James Robinson. I mean, he's also got somebody who's behind him who's probably going to take his job eventually, right? Like, that's the intention. How quick that happens, I don't know. They do have the new franchise quarterback that they want to protect. And so maybe a guy who's got a lot of experience in pass protection is likely to hold on to the job a little bit longer than maybe everybody thinks when they're drafting him in the 15th round of their fantasy draft.
15th freaking round.
Yeah. So
that's crazy, man. No, I like your idea though too. You can draft them for peanuts and then, sell high maybe right before the bye week.
Yeah.
There's already running backs going to be going down.
Week four, man. I think that's probably a good week to try to start marketing him. I think, I think that it's too cheap. Like, it's ridiculous price. So
it is.
All right, what you got?
Speaking of ridiculous price, man, Salvon Ahmed, 3rd pick in the 20th round, running back 68 off the board. This ADP is just criminal right now. It really is. And I get some of people's, frustrations or worries because, people were scared off after, what the Dolphins did that first preseason week. Malcolm Brown, we actually mentioned Malcolm Brown a little bit earlier. He got the nod in that first preseason game, and shocker, he was very mediocre. I think he had 9 carries for 8 yards. So we know what Malcolm Brown is. So here it is, though. It's Myles Gaskin's team. He's the starter for this team. He proved it last year, and he has proven it in the preseason. But, the Dolphins want to control the game on the ground, and Gaskin did get banged up last year. So if they're going to make a playoff run, I think they're going to need to split up the work between Ahmed and Gaskin. That would just make a lot of sense. They're both very talented, and they can both catch the ball out of the backfield. So I can see where they may actually just split series. Instead of having one guy come in on third downs, they'll play all 3 downs in a certain series. And it could be something where it's, Gaskin gets 2 to, Salvin Ahmed's 1. That could be a situation that happens, but, Ahmed could be in line for around 8-10 touches a game, making him pretty valuable, very relevant in fantasy football, especially at this. I mean, this is just a ridiculous ADP, Kyle.
Yeah.
Third pick in the 20th round, 68th running back off the board. And he showed what he could do.
Yeah,
he ran 122 yards against the Patriots last year.
He'll be on somebody's team eventually. Like somebody's going to end up with him off the waiver wire on their team because he's going to prove that he's got value. I don't understand why he's not getting drafted. I mean, that's what that boils down to. Yeah,
that essentially means he's not being drafted.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. Last one. We've got Kenneth Gainwell. We've talked about this guy before as well. Kenneth Gainwell's going 4th pick of the 16th round. He's running back 61, right? So, you ask yourself, how much is that?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
That's right. Gainwell will have a role in this offense, and I don't understand why people are kind of discounting that. It just doesn't make sense to me. He's obviously going to have a role in this offense. He's too good not to, and Sanders loves to fail to exploit the opportunities. Look, don't fear the fact that they signed Kerryon Johnson. He's gone already, right? He was a broken backup anyway at this point in his career. Gainwell has shown his ability to play in both the run and the pass game so far as preseason. I would look for this to enable him to get himself onto the field a little bit more regularly and during the regular season. That's what we're looking for, right? So here's the just deep pull here. Coach is Nick Sirianni, came from Indy, who has Frank Reich, who also came from the Eagles before, right? But that's neither here nor there. Right now, I've been seeing comparisons for Gainwell to Nyheim Hines' role in Indianapolis. So I think that this is a slight bit optimistic, but I think that Gainwell's shown the ability to produce regardless of what his role actually is so far. I think he's got the potential to really put together a season where you're getting good backup numbers there. And if Sanders, if something happens, I think Gainwell's the guy who steps right in. And you're getting him for a flyer. I mean, it's nothing. It's peanuts. Yeah. So why not take a shot,
I like that kind of that comp, that Nyheim Hines comp. It might, like you said, it might take him a little while to get going.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Nyheim Hines is very valuable in fantasy football.
Yeah. I mean, the way that people have always been frustrated with Miles Sanders is it's kind of funny. People thought at first that he was just not getting the opportunities, right? Doug Peterson wasn't giving him the chance. He was sure to break out if they just gave him the chance. And then what's his name? The guy who was ahead of him, Jordan Howard, was ahead of him for 2 seasons, and he couldn't beat out Jordan Howard for the full-time job. And I don't know. Something about Gainwell says to me that I think Sanders is in line for a reduction of work. Something about it just strikes me that way.
Keep him healthy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's coming from, Nick Sirianni, like you said, he's, Frank Reich, coaching tree. I mean, they believe in a running back by committee, truthfully.
Yeah.
They really do. They want to, cycle in the running back. So he's going to get some work.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that Darren Sproles thing too, right?
Sprolies.
I mean, he's very Sproly. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our running back sleepers. I think that's probably going to do it for running back sleepers.
Super deep?
Super deep. They were super deep. Super deep. I mean, we went to the 20th round for you guys. We did. I think we were north of the 15th round in all of these. Might have had one that crept a little bit earlier than that. But hey, look, I think that's going to do it for the running back sleepers. We are going to talk about our wide receiver sleepers tomorrow. So hopefully you're able to check us out on that one. But hit that subscribe button as well as the like button while you're down there. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
See you.